Welcome, everyone. This is the second voice AMA. It's like the first one was quite interesting, and we're now doing the second voice AMA in this group. And really happy to have the team from DAOventures, uh, coming in and agreeing for this really interesting concept. So we have team members, Dennis and Guru from the DAOventures team here with us today. Uh, Guys, why don't you start off with just giving us like a brief overview of your journey in crypto and what you guys do at DAOventures, and I think we'll take it from there.
Well, we were early investors in crypto. I mean, not that early. We came in early 2017, so we managed to see two bull runs so far. Then we saw a really big bear market as well. We saw a very big bear market that lasted 3 years. And I think personally, what dragged us out of the bear market was the fact that DeFi existed and lots of smart contracts and dApps were popping up all over the place. So that gave blockchain and it gave crypto some real use case, right? So the bear market ended and we've gotten to where we are today. As heavy users of DeFi, we managed to see how all the platforms are working, what each platform could do. And then it wasn't very long before a lot of ideas flowed. And then DAOventures was born so that we could help to do asset management entirely on-chain for our investors who have no clue how to capitalize on this particular investment opportunity. Guru, you want to add something?
Yeah, hi everyone. To add on to what Dennis said, so basically like you said, we're both early into DeFi. So I got into DeFi right after the huge DeFi summer crash. So that's when I started realizing how much this was blowing up. And then when DeFi started on BSC, I became very, very heavily involved. So since then, we have also started realizing that there's opportunity to make money for people who don't really know how to use it, but we do. So there's an opportunity there. So then we came across DAOventures, and then we decided to take our expertise to help us build strategies for people on chain.
Awesome. And what about your journeys prior to crypto? What were you guys doing before that?
I used to work in traditional finance. So I used to be from the enemy team, right? I used to work in the traditional finance side of things. I started my career as a bond trader. I did equity sales as well. And when you're trading bonds, it's not particularly exciting, right? The volatility is not really there. But when I saw crypto, when I saw DeFi, I realized, hey, this is where I want to spend the rest of my time in, because I can see the potential. The returns were there. You're being well compensated for your time if you were to educate yourself on these platforms. And so a lot of those concepts that were from traditional finance, so I felt could very easily be brought over into DeFi investing, because investment principles, they're the same everywhere, right? Investment principles are always the same in terms of risk management, in terms of how you should split up your portfolio. And then these were very applicable to what we were doing at DAOventures. But Guru's got a different background. Guru's got a different story.
Yeah, so for me, I actually come from a completely different background.
Guru's story as well.
Yeah, so
Sorry?
okay, for me, I basically come from a very different background. I'm actually from engineering. I used to work in pharmaceuticals. So initially, in late 2019, early 2020, crypto was rather boring. We're just buying Bitcoin, buying Ether, and holding and waiting for the bull run. And then when I discovered DeFi, immediately after that DeFi hype crash, I was like, wow, this is insane. What is happening right now is, real use cases, things we have talked about for years, actually happening. And that's when I fell into the rabbit hole. And as you know, once you fall in, you never really climb out. So I've since left my pursuit in engineering, and I'm all into crypto, all into DeFi. And like, one thing great that I've really appreciated about being in the forefront of this space is the excitement and the challenges that comes every single day, because every day it's something new. There's nobody out there that you can just approach and they'll tell you, I know everything in DeFi. No such thing. It doesn't exist. So the constant learning and the constant being exposed to new products, that's what drove me from engineering here.
That's quite interesting. Looks like DAOventures bringing a lot of traditional finance and non-crypto people into the DeFi world. And it's great to see that you guys have like decided to go so deep into it. So speaking of DAOventures, I mean, like, we'd love to sort of get a better sense of what DAOventures is, to the entire community here. Uh, and how long have you guys been working on it, and what's the team size? Just give us paint a better like a wider picture, please.
DAOventures launched earlier this year. They did their fundraising, raised a little bit of money, and started building from February. I think just in the when the bull market was starting to pick up, we were already building. We saw the gaps in the market, and then we started to build portfolio strategies to help onboard users. Because the thing about crypto, right, is that a lot of people, they came in and heard about DeFi, but they've never actually had a chance to figure it out, right? They haven't had a chance to understand how it works, and so it can be quite intimidating. It can be quite a complex process to learn how to use MetaMask, to learn how to connect your wallet to different websites, to know what not to invest your money in because it's dangerous. And that's the gap that we're trying to fill for our users. Guru, you want to add something?
Awesome. And then how many members in the team?
We currently have 20, 30 people, I think. Victor would
Wow,
probably confirm that.
that's
Hey,
interesting. Hi,
I'm
Victor.
here. Hey, no problem. I just joined, right?
All right, we have
Very
another
nice.
member from the DAOventures team, huh?
Yeah. Right, so yeah, Victor, I'm the
Awesome.
co-founder for the back. Same part with the same team with Dennis and Guru. All of us are in the same team, right? Including Sarah and Belinda too. So I think exact number, right? I think by next week we'll have around 20 different team members in the group in our DAOventures, 20 hit counts, and half of it are actually engineers and product managers in the technical team, the technical person in the team. And of course, we have Guru and Dennis, who is actually like the expert and portfolio managers right in this space. So I think 60% of the team actually in here are really focused on the technical side and the strategy side of the protocol.
Very interesting. And are you guys all based out of the same like location, or are you all remote?
Oh, we are 100% remote, but all of us are in the Asia time zone. But I think we might expand. So we have our team members from India, from Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, China, Korea. Two more coming on board. One of them is in Canada, another one is in Argentina. So I think that if you look at the team and the way that we are going, I think we are a global community, right? So we have America, we have Asia, and most probably in the future we have European as well. But we started in Asia, right? So that is our main focus here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That seems like you guys are growing really fast. That's great to hear, guys. All right, so next, let's move on to the next question. So I'm hearing that there are a lot of strategies that you've released on the platform. Would love to hear more about these strategies, if you can.
Sure. Let's talk about some of our flagship portfolio strategies. So the idea about DeFi, it is for many of us, I think DeFi actually enhances traditional investment principles, and that's one of the things that we're doing with our flagship strategy called Citadel. All right, Citadel is this imaginary place in the future where, I'm not sure if you know about this time traveler story from Reddit. Are you aware of this one, Karthik?
Not, I don't think so. No.
So there's this time traveler, right? He
The
wrote
one who
this.
said that he's come from 2030
Yeah, and then like
or
he predicts the
2050, and
prices of
then he said that,
Bitcoin. Yeah,
yeah.
and he says that people with Bitcoin will be given permission into entry into this imaginary future utopia society called the Citadel. And if you're a no coiner, then too bad for you. You stay outside, right? You know that one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So the fact that you're laughing, I think you know about this. So this is a story that goes like what, 5 years back or something like that. People have been pointing out this story 5-6 years back. This story was floating around in Reddit, and so like the main premise of this strategy is that in order to gain entry to the Citadel, you need Bitcoin. Okay, now you need to balance your portfolio as well, make it a balanced investment strategy, and that's what we are doing, right? We are combining the best of DeFi with the best of portfolio diversification strategies and combining into one-click platform, one-click contract that you can deposit your money in, and automatically it does yield farming. Automatically it filters out into a balanced portfolio for you, so that you capture the growth of crypto in general, which is now almost a $2 trillion market, right? I mean, it's pushing forward every couple of months when you look at it. And this will help to generate a better yield, right? You're earning a couple of different types of revenue streams when you invest in this portfolio. You are, number one, earning from trading fees from yield farming. Number two, you're earning from incentives given out to you by DeFi platforms. And number three, you are banking on price appreciation of the entire portfolio. So that gives you three revenue streams in your investment strategy. And I think this is very good for beginners who have no clue what they're doing, or who want to outsource this professional investment work to somebody who they're confident knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely requires some more, a deeper sort of dive into what Citadel is and how it really works. I'm guessing you probably also have a lot of documentation for users to just check out what's really
We
happening
do,
behind
we
the
do. We
scenes.
have listed out the methodologies. We have listed out the portfolio weights. All of this are in Medium articles that are linked to from DAOventures. You can check them out, or our users in here listening can check them out.
Okay,
Let me add.
to add
All
on
right.
to, oh, you go, Victor.
Yeah, let me add, right? Personally, the team itself, that means the founders, myself included, Belinda, all of us invested into this project, into this strategy. Why? It makes sense, right, from a long-term investment perspective. This Citadel strategy is like a crypto market-weighted index ETF strategy that actually banks on the whole crypto market to grow. But it will perform 100% better than holding the asset itself, which is like the Bitcoin or Ethereum. As what Dennis mentioned just now, why we are even like confident to say this, right? Because it's true, everything is on chain. What do I mean by that? Imagine that you're holding just pure Bitcoin itself. What can you do with it? You are only hoping that the price of Bitcoin could appreciate, and then you make money from the capital appreciation of the price of Bitcoin, right? But our strategy, this Citadel, have two or three additional advantages comparing to holding spot, which is Bitcoin. What are the advantages? As what Dennis mentioned just now, the first one is because we are on the DeFi, we actually invest into the pools of the DeFi protocol, such as BTC, with pairing with ETH pool. Those are actually generating trading fees, right? Like what Dennis mentioned. And on top of that, right, because these protocols are also generating yield from their yield farming. So the more we invest, the more yield we get of the price of the token of the protocol. We will sell those tokens back to the market and reinvest back to the strategy. So it is 100% will generate better yield and perform better than just holding the spot of the cryptocurrency itself. It is a no-brainer strategy because you just invest in, you will definitely make more money and generate better than beta against Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other altcoins, right? So it's a very easy to explain and easy to invest strategy that you will actually make money. The only way that the investors might lose some of the capital is because if the market have correction, or if the market have black swan event like what happened last year in March. But if you dollar cost average it over a long period of time, this strategy will outperform the crypto market. Crypto market is already performing so well compared to the traditional market, comparing to just buying and holding stocks, but this one will perform even better than that because of the additional yield farming and trading fees. On top of that, because DAOventures, we are also offering our own liquidity mining for this strategy. You will actually also able to get the liquidity mining from DAOventures. So it is actually killing 4 birds with 1 stone: capital appreciation, trading fees, yield farming, and liquidity mining on DAOventures. Why is there not a reason to invest in this strategy? It's better than me holding my Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it's a no-brainer, as I mentioned, right, for us to invest in this strategy. But there's a caveat though. This one only perform well if it's in a bull market, right? If it's in a bearish market, of course, it's volatile. You might, make more money from putting in the stable coins. But that is the only caveat, right? So this is what I observe, and that is why we actually invested into this strategy. We actually put in our money because it makes sense to us to do that, to do so. Yeah, Guru.
I think Victor, you covered everything I wanted to say, so we can move on to the next question.
No, I'm very curious about Victor's answer there. I mean, I'm on the platform right now. I'm checking it out, and so one question that I have is like, this is on Ethereum right now. Are you also looking at probably going on other platforms and dealing with other tokens, tokens on these other platforms as well?
Yes, 100%. We are looking to expand into other chains as well. But DAOventures was initially launched on Ethereum. So we are touching up our Ethereum strategies. We are touching up everything on Ethereum. And then we will obviously have mirrored strategies, things similar, a long-term bet on the crypto market, on other chains such as BSC, Polygon, even other L2s in the future.
Very interesting. And is there like a timeline for that, or are you it's going to take a little longer than like maybe a couple of quarters?
I'll add in, right? So I think all of what we are talking about, we are already building. So we have a few more strategies that we did not mention yet. Such one of the strategy that we are launching like this week or next week, right? Is called DAO Fang Stonks, right? So it's a tokenized stocks.
Okay.
But again, Dennis could tap onto that. On Polygon, we are doing our money printer strategy that we are launching again like this week as well. So it's auto compounding on the Polygon, on all the stable coin you farming that we will actually compound it for you, right? So Polygon is happening as well. On BSC, we have a similar strategy happening soon. So a lot of things are happening in the next 2 months. So we can expect to see a lot of new strategies launching in the next 2 months.
So how does that's very interesting. I mean, I think that you guys have like a bunch of different strategies that users can select based on their appetite. Is that a correct understanding?
Yes, that's how you can understand it. So, our job is to help design strategies. As users, as professionals with investment experience, we design the strategies. But every user comes into the platform with their own different objectives, right? Some of them want lower volatility. Some of them are okay with a bit more risk if you can show that the returns are there. And so, what we're trying to do is create an entire menu. It's like a restaurant, right? We got an entire menu of things. You choose what you feel suits you best, and then you deposit your money into that contract, and you are good to go.
And it's DeFi. Because of that, it's non-custodial, right? We never touch any of the users' money at all. Everything is invested through DeFi, right? Through Web3. So basically, just connect your wallet, find a strategy, select the amount you want to deposit, approve, deposit, done. It will automatically work for you, and you just see your portfolio grow from all the benefits that you mentioned. And then after that, when the price is right for a long term, then you can decide whether you want to take some profit or not. It's just like any ETF strategy out there in the market, right?
Right. And you mentioned that there are if you invest on DAOventures within the platform, there's also staking and like mining involved with these strategies. Uh, could you just help me understand that bit as well? How does that work?
Yeah, so we have our own liquidity mining as well. Like many other DeFi protocols, we do liquidity mining where early users get to reap the rewards of gaining our tokens as well. So basically, when you deposit into our strategies, you get a token representing your stake in the strategy, and then you can deposit this into our liquidity mining contract for you to earn additional DVD yield. So
So
it's
you invest
yield on top of yield
once
on
you
top of
invest,
yield.
you get. Okay, that's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, so those who are listening in, this is quite an interesting opportunity. You guys should definitely check it out. I'm on the platform right now. It looks really interesting to me. I'm gonna definitely play around with it a little bit more after this AMA as well. Uh, Awesome. So shall we head for the towards the Twitter round? I think we have a few questions that our community have asked, community members have asked from on Twitter. So let me just read out this question from one of them. Uh, it caught my attention when I learned about DAOventures' innovative happy hour offering. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? What is the procedure for using this service? What must individuals do in order to use it? And what are the advantages of doing so? Wow, this is like four, 5 questions in one. But I'm guessing like they want to understand more about your all about your happy hour initiative.
Okay, so basically, I think everybody knows one of the biggest hurdle with Ethereum is the gas fees. Gas fees sometimes are ridiculous, especially in the past few days when we have had like NFT drops after NFT drops after NFT drops. Gas fees have gone up to like 1,000, 500, 600 UA. It's been ridiculous. So in DAOventures, we understand the users' issue and we're trying to help them. So for an hour every day, we have gas fee rebates when you invest into our strategies. We have free gas when you invest into our strategies. So the gas will be paid for by us. So
Oh,
that's
that's
the
super
happy hour.
interesting.
Yep.
That's super interesting. So what is that? Is that still on or has it is it over now, the happy hour initiative?
Yes, it's still happening every day.
Oh, okay.
Victor, can you give
Is
the
that
timing of every
and the
day?
hour happy hour, is it a fixed time or does it change every day? What's the scenario there?
The happy hour runs from in Asia time, right? 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Singapore time, which is UTC 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. UTC
Mm-hmm.
every day for the flagship strategies. So we will pay the gas fees behalf of the users. They just need to go to the website, connect to the contract, and then they'll just deposit during the time period.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's move on to the next question then. Um, your flagship product, the DAO Citadel Crypto ETF, has piqued my curiosity. What is the best way to distribute the funds in the DAO Citadel vault?
Are we talking about the allocations for the fund splits the moment the deposit comes in?
I'll just repeat the question because I wasn't able to hear you clearly, Dennis. What is
Okay,
the
okay.
best way to distribute the funds in the DAO Citadel vault?
That's a great question. The answer to the question is you don't have to worry about that because we take care of that automatically. So the moment a person comes to our platform with stable coins, right, just come in with dollars, you deposit into the contract. And what our developers have done together with us is to build out an automated strategy where we filter your stable coins into different allocations. So we have an allocation towards Bitcoin, some allocation towards Ethereum, some allocation towards DeFi alts. And all these coins are paired up in a way that you can enjoy yield farming benefits as well. Okay, so instead of holding, let's say, 50% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, 10% DPI or something like that, what we do is actually pair up BTC and ETH. We pair up ETH and stable coins. We pair up ETH and DPI, so that it still forms an overall portfolio composition. But they are, if you look at a closer level, they are actually broken down into specific yield farming liquidity pairs. So that allocation is already taken care of by us. We actually split the allocation by market weights. So for example, in the entire cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin is the biggest, Ethereum is second biggest. So those two coins you would expect would have the top two biggest allocations in our portfolio. So these calculations have already been done. You can actually take a look in the Medium article if you were on our site. You can link through to our website to check out what the breakdown is. But just giving you a broad overview of what our strategy is. Long story short, you don't have to worry about the best way to distribute the funds because we take care of that entirely from the moment you come in to deposit your stable coins. Okay.
Awesome. So all the basically all the details about the strategies and how it actually works they're all available in the Medium in your Medium publication itself.
Yeah, we have an entire
Is that
library
correct?
of what each strategy actually does.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you repeat
We have an
please?
entire library. We have an entire library of what each strategy actually does. So every couple of days, we'll be releasing a new strategy, and then the articles will actually give you a deeper detail on the methodology, the reason for this portfolio, who are the best people who should be using this, things like that. It helps to make a decision for you in a more fair and transparent manner.
All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Medium page, and I can see Cuban's Ape DeFi strategy, which is I really like the name. This is really interesting. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff.
So we also have like a bunch of strategies that we have allocated to famous crypto celebrity investors like Mark Cuban and Elon Musk. So it's a basket of tokens. It compromises of a basket of tokens that these famous crypto celebrities have been known to invest in, have been known to talk about, have been known to play with. So we have one for Elon Musk and we have one for Mark Cuban right now.
I'm curious to see what the Musk strategy is because it must be all meme coins. Because he only
The
talks about
Elon
Bitcoin.
Musk strategy is, as much as you guessed it, it's 33% BTC, 33% Tesla, and 33% of everybody's favorite coin, Rendoge.
All right.
So the beauty of DeFi, right? Since we're on this topic, the beauty about DeFi is that all of these Elon Musk associated names, right? They all can be found as ERC20 version, right? On Bitcoin, you have for Bitcoin, you have an ERC20 version of Bitcoin called WBTC. For Tesla stock, there's an ERC20 version called Synthetics Tesla. For Dogecoin, which exists on its own chain, there's an ERC20 version called Rendoge. So our DeFi platform on Ethereum actually helps you to allocate into these assets, which previously were not available to invest in on-chain. But now with Ethereum and ERC20 standard, we can actually do that.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you about the Tesla stock, and I just realized that, yeah, you would have a synthetics token over there. That's very interesting.
Yep. So DeFi is just really about knowing what your objective is and then looking for the tools that helps to get you there, right? In this case, we wanted allocation to the equities, and we find that actually you have S Tesla from Synthetics and M Tesla from Mirror Protocol to achieve this objective.
But tell me something. How would this be any different from something like copy trading or something like what token sets does?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? So what token sets does is it throws all these tokens into a basket for you to invest in, correct? Right. Now, what our strategies do is we actually pair up these tokens into yield farming pairs. So you're not just long, you're long, but also farming an incentive at the same time. This is very different from how Set Protocol or how Index Co-op, that's how they would do it, right? They just chuck all these random coins into a basket, make an allocation that is somewhat fair looking, and then you go from there. But for us, we give you the same breakdown, we give you the same composition. But by pairing up different components into yield farming pairs, you get an additional yield. This additional yield ranges from 10 to 30% extra. That's instantly going to show you like why this portfolio does better than a long-only portfolio of coins in a basket.
All right. So this, but in terms, since it's on Ethereum, the yield would also be highly sort of correlated with how many transactions are happening, and because the gas cost kind of comes into the picture. So in terms of the actual ROI for a user, is there like a minimum amount that they should start with, like below which it becomes very hard to actually get any yield out of any of these strategies?
Guru, you want to take this? Okay,
I'm just
maybe
thinking
not.
out loud. I was just trying
No,
to basically see
that's a
that
fair question.
if
That's
I
a fair
was,
question.
yeah.
Hey, sorry, I was on mute. I was answering the question. I was on mute. So basically, as everybody who has used Ethereum, you know that APR is highly volatile. So it's dependent on a lot of things. It's dependent on TVL. It's dependent on the price of the asset. It's dependent on like you said, gas fees you have to pay to compound. So the beauty about our product is that, number one, the gas fees that you have to pay to compound, you can forget about that. We take care of it. So in terms of the actual APR you're getting, to give you an estimate, it's very hard. We have obviously back tested it to show you what it would be, what it has been in the past. But unfortunately, future testing at this stage of DeFi, where it's really just, everybody just experimenting to find out what works at this stage, we can't have future testing. We can't have accurate future estimates.
Right, but then if you look at your historical data, I'm trying to understand, like, so if I invest $100, would I be able to actually make any money out of it, or would I have to invest maybe $1,000 or $5,000 as a minimum amount to actually be able to gain anything out of these strategies?
Yes. So the problem here is when in terms of ROI, it's not dependent on the amount you invest. It's always a percentage of the amount you invest. So obviously, if you're talking about investing $100 and 100 grand, obviously your ROI will be different in terms of absolute value, but in terms of percentages, it will be the same.
All right, interesting stuff. Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys would want to like cover or talk about, give information to our community members?
One thing
Before
I would
we
like to add on is that, there are a lot of other asset management protocols on Ethereum, on BSC, on all chains. So the one thing that DAOventures stands out on is that let's say when you use AutoFarm on BSC, or when you use Yearn on Ethereum, you always compound on a single asset or a single pair. So for example, you can do an ETH BTC pair where they compound on ETH BTC, or you can do a ETH DPI pair where they compound on ETH DPI. But in DAOventures, we have investment strategies on top of this. So you're not just exposed to one single LP or one single token. You're actually exposed to multiple tokens, all with its own investment thesis. For example, our two flagship strategies, they are Citadel and Fang. So Citadel is your bet on the crypto market. It's a bet on the crypto market generally going up. It's you believing in the technology, so you think you want to put your money into crypto, and you want to make it the most bang for buck. Citadel is the place to go. If you think crypto volatility is not for you, but you love the yield being paid out in crypto, like you find it unbeatable anywhere else, but you just want exposure to equities, to the US stock market, Fang Stonks is for you. We also have upcoming stablecoin strategies where we also divide your funds into multiple different LPs. So this also helps to, like, for example, on different protocols, different stablecoins have different APRs. Is one the best? Is the other one the best? You never know. APR is so volatile, it changes every day. So what we do is we divide it into different farms. So if one's up today and one's down tomorrow, it's fine. You're still getting an average of everything at all times. So that's the main difference between DAOventures and asset management protocol and other asset management protocols.
Awesome. This is just great stuff. So I can see like the TVL has already crossed $1 million. So you guys are seeing like a fair bit of traction already. So guys, before we open up the floor for the community as well to ask any questions, do check out. Don't forget to sort of check out DAOventures. The website is app.daoventures.co. All right, I'm just going to open up. Is there anyone here in the community who would like to ask any questions? We can have like a quick round of questions from the team as well. So Ray, Queen Elizabeth, I don't know what this is. Crypto Doggo, Caesar, Samrat Thapa. Just raise your hands. I think you guys gotta raise your hands to ask questions. All right. Yeah, hey Ray, just unmute yourself and you can ask a question.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about will you guys be burning token in in order to increase the token value in the future.
Let me answer that, man.
Dennis?
Yeah, let me
Oh,
answer that.
let Victor do that.
Yeah, I'm the one who built this, right? So yeah, we have this tax, or we have this burning mechanism, right? That, from the yield farming. So when the we automate a lot of all this process, that, once you deposit it, right, in the upcoming strategies, right, like for example, auto compounding on curve, and convex. Once you do this, right, we will actually have you to automatically stake the LP token to the liquidity mining program. But what happened is that in the liquidity mining program, once you put it in, there will be burning mechanism if you withdraw early, and then of course this will prevent people from dumping on the day one. And then we have a burning mechanism in terms of like, the staking program, right? If they actually stake it for, like, we're going to have several type of staking program. So once they stake it, right, if they withdraw early, right, then there's a penalty for it. So all of this will actually be sent to the burning address, right, which is the black hole address 0x0000. That address, right, you automatically be sent and burned. So we'll never recover the token again. All of this, we do it for the purpose of reducing the velocity, and people who are like, hey, I believe in this project, I just want to stay for long term. You reduce the pressure from selling, right? They'll keep people from selling.
All right, all
Yep.
right. All right. Anyone else? Is there anyone else? Okay, cool. I have a bunch of different questions on in the group chat, but I'm just gonna. There's one question that kind of caught my eye, which I don't think. Are there any particular regions that you guys are focusing on? I believe because DeFi is global, there must not be a particular region that you're seeing most traffic from. Is there?
When we started this project, right, we want to target on Asia, but obviously we will not discriminate, right? So anybody who are like,
Mm-hmm.
wanted to invest, as long as they are DeFi, and they have Web3 wallet, right? Then they're able to interact with our strategies. But that being said, there are certain markets that we actually put a little bit of priority. For example, right, we are also targeting China market, and Korea market as well. That is why we also have a Korean channel on social media, and that's why we also have WeChat as well. In China. That being said, right, these are just initial market. But along the way, the more robust, after we continue to build, like you mentioned, right, over the next 2 months, we will be a little bit more specific to which language and which community to target to. I think the right word is actually community, not market. What do I mean by that, right? For example, right, the reason why we created Cuban's ape and like Elon's ape is because we really want to target their followers. Because we understand a lot of these followers, right? Hey, I just want to shield. I want to hold on to Dogecoin. I want to know that, I know that I just need to invest whatever Elon Musk is mentioning. There's a high chance that, you like, outperform the market, which back tested, proven to be logical. Then, you want to target their communities, right? People holding Doge, people who are believing in Tesla, but still want to get some exposure into DeFi, through DeFi, right? To whatever Elon Musk is shilling. Yeah, so those communities, right? Rather than on the region specific. But obviously, some of them speak Portuguese, some of them speak Spanish and Russian, yeah, and even Chinese and Korean. We'll target them as well, but more from the community centric focus. Yep.
Right, right. Very interesting. This is one of the things that's always intriguing for me, even as a product builder myself. Uh, you know, you hit the nail right on the head, right? Like when you say communities, and then within the community there are different people from different nationalities, different speaking different languages. But there they have something tying all of them. Are tying. There's something that ties all of them together, and those are that common thread is what you're really sort of focusing on, and that's the community that you're going after. But I'm generally curious, like in terms of your users, are you seeing more usage from any particular region, or is it very, very widespread?
As of right now, it's very widespread. I mean, we are still very early, right? So no point to discriminate until when we reach, we are ready to scale. Then we will focus on that. I think Caesar want to speak, right?
Awesome.
I saw that he's like
Yeah,
flagging his
yeah.
hand.
I'm gonna allow him to speak. Caesar, you're up on the stage.
Hey, I just have a question about if there are any withdrawal fee if you want to withdraw from the strategies, any of the strategies.
I'll answer this then. Guru, or you want to answer this?
Yeah, sure, I can take it. Okay, so for our investment strategies, we only take fees if you are in profit. So if you invest in Citadel and you are in profit, we take 20% of the profit, like a very traditional fund management.
Is it 20% of the profit or 20% of the total value?
20% of the profit.
Okay.
So if you invest 10 grand, you come up with 12 grand, we take 20% of 2 grand.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I want to add, right? This one is just like our mantra and their DNA, right? We are not crazy degen in the sense that everything is for free, and then we focus on the token price, right? We are not. We are trying to run this like as responsibility as possible, because we have a team to to feed. But that being said, right, we are very honest in the sense that, hey, everything is on a smart contract, so you cannot even cheat it, right? We even hard code it. We cannot, like, after you invest, right, then we change the code and says that you can change the profit margin, right? We cannot. So we only take 20% of the profit when you withdraw. So if you don't make money, we cannot make money. So it's in our favor, and it's actually in our responsibility, right, to make the investors money. If I can make you money, then only I can make money, right? So that is how we actually look at it.
That's
And
amazing. That's great.
I have another question. How's the progress with the DAO mine for the DVT token?
Oh yeah. So down mine today we just have a chat internally with the tech team. Just now, right, like few hours ago. So we are almost done. We just connect. We just need to connect to the subgraph, to the back end. Connect to the front end, and then after that we'll deploy to the mainnet. Right now we are already on a test net, testing on it. It's just more about like finalizing the final stuff, right, to ensure that we can launch it. Most probably next week we'll launch it, because we want to test it first. We don't want to launch something then they have a bug, right? Then, like, hey, it's wrong, right? Yeah, by next week we'll launch it. So what is the upgrade, right? I think a lot of people might understand, because we used to have the down mine before we got the do the token upgrade. So the new one actually comes with that burning mechanism. Remember last time that a lot of people have the liquidity mining, but they doesn't have the staking and the burning mechanism. So right now we implemented that, right? So there's a burning mechanism component from the DAO mine. So if you actually if you actually get the DAO mine yield farming, and then you withdraw it on the first day, then you get penalty and tax, right, from the burning mechanism. So we incorporated this feature in there, so that we try to encourage people to farm, but farm responsibly. That's what we are trying to do. Yeah, one more thing, that is actually tier. We actually incorporated tier into the liquidity mining. There are three different tiers. The more you put in your LP, the more token you're gonna get, right? It's just different weight to it. So you get more tokens from the liquidity mining if you actually stake in more. So that is how we want to incentivize people to lock in more for liquidity mining, to get the best benefit, right? Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And is there uh, are there plans to go completely decentralized, or is this going to be something which is like in its current form as it is?
Yeah, I mean, I'll add in this one. So somebody asked me that question as well, right? Of course, we need to be decentralized, right? We are DeFi for a reason. In the contract that we do, right, in the liquidity mining, we only put for 4 years, right? Then after that, the community could decide, like, hey, what they want to do with the protocol. We will be like, hands off, right? In the beginning, we want to have a little bit of semi-centralization. That means the team is actually doing the work, just to ensure that we have the speed Because if it's everything 100% decentralized from day one, right, I think the speed could be slightly slower, right? And then everything need to have voting, proposal, and passing. Right now, we are doing everything right. The decentralization part comes from like the governance, voting, proposal. Those already live on Discord, so people could make suggestions on Discord. We can look at it and see how to implement it. But along the way, snapshots, voting, proposal, all these things will be done like in a few months' time when we have some kind of more traction, right? I think it's more about traction. So the more traction we have, the more bigger the community. I think that will make sense, right, to have that governance started. Because otherwise, you only have like 10% voting and 10% submitting proposal. It doesn't make any sense, right? So we need more participation as well along the way.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. In fact, prior to PlotX, we were building this application called GovBlocks, which is currently used in Nexus Mutual as well for their community votes and in managing their entire DAO. So yeah, we spent a lot of time trying to understand how exactly the governance of decentralized applications can work. And I think over time, we just realized that while it is something that needs to happen, and we have all the tools, the technology is there, but as in terms of coordination and speed, initially you need a very like a centralized team who is actually making those decisions and moving really quickly, and then of course you can slowly decentralize parts of your decision points to the community, and then open it up to maybe the advisory board and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's a journey in itself. But it's great that you already are thinking on those lines and taking, I'm sure you take the right steps at the right time to further decentralize DAOventures as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on to this voice AMA. We're going to record this entire. I'm recording this entire conversation. I'm going to sort of put it up on YouTube and share it with our wider community as well. It was really great to have you guys. I'm sure our community kind of took a lot out of this as well. If you have any parting thoughts, please feel free to share them with us, and then we can wrap up. Victor, Guru, Dennis.
Belinda, maybe do you want to add anything on your side? Let's put your Belinda.
Yeah. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
loud and clear.
Nice. Yeah. Hi everyone. This is Belinda. I'm doing the marketing work together with Sarah. So I hope you really enjoying the conversation and the strategies that we're building here in DAOventures. We just made a roundup of all our strategies, so later we can share it to your channel. And another exciting thing that we are planning is a actually airdrop to relevant protocols that we are building on top of. So feel free to check out our strategies and see what are some of the protocols that were built based on. So maybe in our grand airdrop, you'll become the lucky ones. Yeah. Thank you so much for your participation today. I personally really like the format, and I believe everyone else in the chat really enjoying. So it's so much better than those spots, shooting like 1,000 questions, and you don't even have time to scroll through. And every time it's just the same question. Sometimes they didn't even bother to change the name. It's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. It's we realize this is, even though the number of people is a lot lesser, it's just a lot more real, and then that you can actually have a conversation. So we've just decided that we're going to do voice AMAs with all our partners.
Exactly. So really want to give this kudos to PlotX team for coming up with this voice chat AMA. So probably on the onwards, right? We will be adopting this method too. Yeah. So I mean, even though it's not many people, but it's already, I think, a good size. I mean, a lot of good protocols like sushi, etc. When they host Discord, it's always like maybe 20, 50, but it's already considered very good engagement. And the good thing is we're uploading this to YouTube and other channels to actually so these things have a shelf life, right? Instead of those text AMAs that just get brushed away, afterwards. So yeah, I really be thankful of everyone, especially the guests here. And I'm looking forward to the next one from PlotX team.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Belinda, the links that I'm sure the airdrop that you're planning, if you could just share the links with us,
Not yet, it's not
we'll
out
share it
yet.
with the community as well.
Yeah, definitely,
No,
definitely.
whatever, the announcement details, whatever the community
Exactly.
needs to we'll be happy to share that with everyone here.
Yeah, definitely will do. Thank you, Kartik.
Awesome. Yeah, you're most welcome. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having us,
Bye.
guys.